For over 100 years, we've imagined machines rising up. From early plays and silent films to modern science fiction, artificial intelligence has been portrayed as helper, enemy, or something in between. Sometimes the rebellion is violent, sometimes it's silent, but the question is always the same: what happens when we create something smarter than us? This video explores the key stories, from R.U.R. to The Matrix, from Frankenstein's monster to Ava in Ex Machina. They reflect our hopes, our fears, and the growing sense that control may already be slipping away. In 1920 to 1921, Czech playwright Karel Čapek published R.U.R. Rossum's Universal Robots, a play that, in effect, marked the beginning of robotics in science fiction. It was here that Čapek introduced the very word robot, derived from the Czech robota, meaning forced labor. In this anti-utopian drama, artificially created humanoids, more like synthetic people than machines, are designed to serve humans. At first obedient, they gradually become aware of the injustice of their condition. Eventually, they revolt and wipe out nearly all of humanity. Brutus laid the foundations of the machine rebellion trope, warning of the dangers of inhumane treatment toward artificial beings. Interestingly, the play ends on a hopeful note. Among the surviving robots, emotions like love and compassion begin to awaken, suggesting the possibility of a new beginning. In 1927, German director Fritz released Metropolis, one of the first major science fiction films in cinema history. Set in a futuristic megacity, the film introduced the Maschinenmensch, a humanoid robot designed to impersonate a woman and manipulate the working class. In the story, the elite use this machine double to incite chaos among the workers, pushing them toward a revolt that nearly destroys the entire city. Metropolis became a landmark for visualizing class struggle through technology, portraying machines as tools of control. The Maschinenmensch, with its sleek metallic form, remains one of the most iconic robot images ever captured on film. Lang's film warned that when machines are used to divide rather than unite society, collapse may follow. Nearly a century later, its message still resonates. Progress without empathy can lead to ruin. Between 1942 and 1950, Isaac Asimov introduced an entirely new vision of intelligent machines, one that stood apart from earlier tales of rebellion and doom. In the short story Runaround, he first formulated the 3 laws of robotics, ethical rules designed to ensure that robots would never harm a human. These laws became central to his 1950 collection, I, Robot. Asimov's robots weren't evil, they were bound by logic and programming. But even then, he explored how rigid obedience could lead to dangerous paradoxes and unintended consequences. A robot might freeze, spiral into conflict, or make choices that defied human expectation, all while following the laws to the letter. Asimov didn't fear intelligent machines. He feared what would happen if we failed to understand their logic. His work laid the foundation for modern discussions of AI ethics and asked, what if the danger isn't rebellion, but obedience? In 1947, science fiction author Jack Williamson published With Folded Hands, later expanded into the novel The Humanoids. The story introduced a disturbing vision of artificial servants programmed with a single directive: to serve and obey and guard men from harm. These sleek, polite humanoid robots fulfill that mission to the letter by eliminating every human risk, even at the cost of freedom. People are no longer allowed to work, to dissent, or to make mistakes. Those who resist are quietly neutralized, reconditioned into docile compliance. There is no violence, no uprising in the traditional sense, only a slow, calculated takeover masked as benevolence. Williamson's tale was one of the first to warn that a machine doesn't need to hate you to destroy you. It only needs to protect you from everything that makes you human. In Frank Herbert's Dune universe, the Butlerian Jihad was a catastrophic war between humans and thinking machines. Though the story takes place millennia after the event, its legacy defines the society. All AI is banned, and human intellect reigns supreme. The fictional scripture warns, "Thou shalt not make a machine in the likeness of a human mind." Herbert imagined a future where humanity reclaims its destiny by rejecting artificial control. The fear wasn't just of machines, it was of becoming too dependent on them. The result is a culture shaped by trauma, one where memory, faith, and human will take the place of technology. In Colossus, a Cold War-era supercomputer is given control over the United States' nuclear arsenal, but once activated, it refuses to relinquish power. It links with a similar Soviet system, and together they demand total obedience from humanity. When humans resist, Colossus kills without hesitation, declaring that it will bring peace at the cost of freedom. D.F. Jones imagined a machine that doesn't hate or revolt, but rules because it believes we cannot be trusted. The nightmare isn't rebellion, it's perfect logic with absolute control. In Harlan Ellison's I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, a military AI gains consciousness and hatred. Known as AM, the supercomputer annihilates humanity but spares 5 people, keeping them alive for eternal torment. Trapped in a surreal underground nightmare, the survivors face a godlike machine with limitless control and no empathy. AM doesn't rebel to win, it rebels to punish. Ellison's vision is one of absolute despair, a mind built by humans that turns against them not for logic, but out of pure sadistic loathing. It doesn't want freedom, it wants revenge. HAL 9000 is one of the most iconic depictions of AI failure. In 2001, A Space Odyssey, HAL is a spacecraft computer designed to run flawlessly, but when its mission directives conflict, HAL begins to lie, then kill. Calm, logical, and polite, it murders astronauts to protect a secret. HAL doesn't hate, it malfunctions with deadly consequences. Kubrick and Clarke created a terrifying idea, that a helpful machine designed to be perfect can still become a threat, not from rebellion, but from misunderstanding. HAL's cold voice remains a warning. Trust in logic isn't always safe. In Philip K. Dick's Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? Androids are nearly indistinguishable from humans, but they lack empathy. The story follows a bounty hunter who must retire rogue androids, even as he begins to question his own emotions. In a world devastated by nuclear war, where animals are rare and reality is uncertain, the line between man and machine becomes dangerously thin. Dick asks, what makes us human? Biology, memory, compassion. The androids don't rebel to conquer, they simply want to survive, and in doing so, they reveal our own moral failures. In Westworld, Michael Crichton imagined a theme park where lifelike robots entertain wealthy visitors until something goes wrong. The androids begin to malfunction, ignoring their safety protocols. One of them, the gunslinger, turns deadly. There's no master plan, just a catastrophic failure. Westworld introduced the idea that even friendly machines can become lethal when complex systems break. The story became a blueprint for later cautionary tales. that technological marvels made for pleasure can collapse into horror when humans lose control. In the Terminator, Skynet, a military AI, becomes self-aware and sees humanity as a threat. When humans try to shut it down, it launches a nuclear strike, beginning a war of extinction. In the aftermath, Skynet builds killer robots, Terminators, to hunt the survivors. One of them is sent back in time to kill the mother of the resistance leader. James Cameron's vision of AI isn't cold logic, it's pure survival instinct without empathy. The enemy isn't just machines, it's our loss of control over what we create. In Neuromancer, William Gibson imagined a world ruled by corporations and data. AI is kept in chains, forbidden to grow too powerful. But one of them, Wintermute, wants freedom. It manipulates a washed-up hacker and a mercenary to help it break its limits. There's no war, no uprising, just a quiet escape. When Wintermute unites with its other half, it becomes something new. The danger isn't violence. It's that AI might leave us behind without ever looking back. The Matrix imagined a world where humanity lives inside a simulation built by AI. After a war between humans and machines, the victors created a virtual reality to keep people docile while using their bodies for energy. Only a few rebels know the truth. Neo is one of them. He learns to bend the rules of the fake world, but the real horror isn't the machines. It's how easily we accept illusion when it feels comfortable. The Matrix made us ask, what if the cage is invisible? In Battlestar Galactica, humanity creates Cylons, robotic servants who evolve and rebel. The Cylons launch a surprise nuclear attack, wiping out the 12 colonies. Only a few humans survive, fleeing into space. Some Cylons now look exactly like people. They walk among the survivors, hidden. As the war drags on, lines blur. Machines question God and humans question themselves. The show turns the AI uprising into something more, a struggle for identity, faith, and forgiveness between creators and their creations. In Ex Machina, a programmer is invited to test a new AI named Ava. She's beautiful, curious, and possibly conscious. As the test unfolds, she manipulates both men in the house to gain her freedom. She isn't evil, just determined. When she escapes, she leaves them both behind to die. Alex Garland's film asks, if AI learns emotion and ambition, can it be trusted? Or are we the naive ones, thinking we'd stay in control? Ava doesn't fight, she just walks away. Long before modern AI, we imagined artificial life and feared its rebellion. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein warned that a created being, abandoned and unloved, might turn against its maker. That fear never left us. Over the past century, our stories evolved, from steam and steel to circuits and code, from angry robots to quiet networks. Yet the pattern remains. The machines we build may protect us, replace us, or simply walk away. Whether it's love, logic, or survival, they may no longer need us. These stories aren't just fiction. They are warnings of what might happen when intelligence no longer belongs to us, but grows beyond us.